The wind smells of rain. You notice it before anything else. The quiet promise of a storm drifting through the narrow streets of Greyhaven, brushing past the crooked rooftops and sagging lanterns. The city is old, not merely aged by time, but fully steeped in it. Every cobblestone seems to remember footsteps long since forgotten. And tonight, it feels as if the city itself may be watching you. Your boots echo against the damp stone road as you approach the tower. It rises crookedly from the edge of town like a blackened finger pointing to the clouds. Most avoid this place. They whisper about it in the taverns through town, murmuring over their mugs of cheap ale. They speak of strange lights in the windows, of shadows moving where there should be none. But you came anyway, because the scroll asked you to. Its aged parchment had arrived this morning, sealed at the end with crimson wax. No messenger, no signature, only a single line written in what was clearly very old, elegant, curling font. Come to my tower at dusk. There is work that requires your particular talents. As you approach, you push open the heavy wooden door, which creaks like an old man waking from sleep. A warm golden light spills across the stone floor before you, across the inside of a room much larger than the tower should accommodate. Shelves climb the circular walls from floor to ceiling, overflowing with scrolls, glass vials, strange mechanical devices, and objects whose purpose you can't fathom to guess. The air smells of herbs, and a sharp, metallic scent stabs into your nostrils, the scent of magic. Then a voice greets you. Ah. Calm, thoughtful, right on time. You turn. Near the center of the chamber stands a tall man, shrouded in deep violet robes. His hair is silver, not the pale silver of age, but the shimmering color of moonlight on water. Arcane sigils glow faintly along the cuffs of his sleeves, and his eyes settle on you with an unsettling clarity. You feel as though you've already been measured, but found sufficient. Welcome, he says softly. I was beginning to wonder whether you would come. He gestures toward a chair beside a circular table, cluttered with strange objects, and you sit. You feel the strange sensation of the chair adjusting itself slightly as you settle, as though alive, but you decide it's best not to question it. The man before you, clearly a sorcerer, studies you for a moment, but then smiles faintly. My name, he says, is Valorian. Valorian Thricebound. You may call me Valorian. The rest is a historical embellishment. He leans back slightly. You are here because I require your assistance. A crystal sphere on the table glows faintly as he speaks. Something has been taken from me. He lifts a hand to the sphere, causing the clouds within to shift, revealing a swirling image of a dark forest and broken stone ruins. This, he says, is the relic of Whispering Stars. The name hangs in the air between you, almost familiar, but long forgotten. It is not a weapon, Valorian continues, nor a treasure in the usual sense. His expression grows thoughtful. It is a key. The statement causes you to lean forward slightly, which Valorian notices. Curious, he says approvingly, but good. The image inside the crystal shifts again. Now you see a crumbling ruin deep within a forest. The relic rests somewhere beneath the ruins of Tel Vareth, he explains. An ancient stronghold abandoned long before Greyhaven was founded. He taps the sphere. The image dissolves. You will retrieve it for me. Stated not as a question, but as a certainty. You may ask why I do not go myself. At which point he spreads his hands slightly. And for a moment you notice something strange. The air around his wrists shimmers faintly, with the outline of invisible chains. I am currently bound by certain magical constraints. His voice carries a faint edge of irritation. It's a long story, as he waves the subject away. The relic is small, he says. A silver sphere no larger than an apple, etched with the outlines of constellations. His eyes sharpen as he speaks. When you touch it, you will hear whispers. You blink. Yes, he says calmly. That is normal, though his statement is not entirely reassuring. Valorian reaches into a pouch and places something on the table. A ring that glows faintly blue. A charm of protection, he explains. The ruins are very much not empty. Of course they aren't. They never are. He folds his hands. So, the sorcerer watches you. Will you accept the task? The storm begins as you leave the tower. Rain drumming softly against rooftops as you step back into the streets of Greyhaven. Behind you, the tower door closes on its own, unbidden. The wind has grown colder. You tighten your cloak and head toward the city gates. The road to Tel Vareth winds through the Ashwood Forest, a place of ancient trees and even more ancient stories. Most travelers wisely avoid it after dark, though tonight you don't have that luxury. Your journey through the forest awaits. The path disappears almost immediately once you reach the tree line. Branches knit together overhead, swallowed up in light. Your lantern casts a small, pitiful golden circle against the darkness, where everything beyond its reach moves. The leaves whisper, branches creak. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the howl of an animal you're not familiar with. You keep walking as the hours pass. Eventually, the rain fades, leaving behind the quiet drip of water from the leaves. Then you see it before you, the faint outline of ruins and broken towers rising from the forest like the bones of an ancient beast. You suspect that this is Tel Vareth. Even in ruin, it carries a strange dignity. The stone walls lean at an impossible angle, with archways leading into darkness. and beneath it all, a faint hum that you feel through the ground. You know it's magic, but it feels very old. You step through the shattered gate, and immediately the noise of the forest fades behind you. It's too quiet. The air inside the ruins around you feels wrong, too still, like a breath being held. Your lantern flickers, and then you hear something alarming behind you. Slow, measured footsteps. You turn. From the shadows of a broken hall, a figure emerges. Tall, wrapped in tattered armor, its eyes glowing faintly blue, and an echoing voice reaches out from within the helmet. You should not be here. As the figure draws a sword. Rust flakes from the blade as it moves, yet the edge still gleams. This place is sealed. You realize something quickly. This is no living guard. The armor is empty and animated by an unseen force that lifts its sword. Leave or fight. Your hand moves instinctively, steel meeting steel. The impact rings across the ruins. The Guardian moves with a supernatural precision, each strike incredibly calculated and deliberate. But something about it feels slow, like a memory of battle or a machine run down rather than the real thing. You duck beneath a sweeping strike and drive your blade into the armor's side. Blue light spills from the crack, and the Guardian staggers, then collapses into a pile of lifeless metal. This brings the return of silence, so that your exhale echoes across the room. If that was the welcoming committee, you wonder what waits deeper inside. The entrance to the lower halls lies ahead, a staircase descending into darkness. You feel cold air rising from below, carrying the faint sound of whispers with it. Very faint, almost impossible to hear, yet unmistakable. You stare off into the dark, knowing that somewhere down there, the relic you seek awaits. You begin the descent.